well, being in a pandemic and trying to just have a career was always like a real confusing thing to everyone. Like no one ever expected something like this to ever happen. So, everybody just, trying to adjust and figuring out ways to be creative from home. Like now it's like you got to be a digital marketer without you even knowing, because you have to market yourself on the internet. You got to be able to attract people, and everybody's on their phone now, so numbers matter even more to people because everybody's looking at numbers. No one's outside enjoying things because we're all isolated. So it definitely took a time for everybody to kind of get within themselves and be introspective and figure out different ways to be smart and maneuver through it all. But I think it kind of helped a lot of people, and that thankfully we got something positive out of, all the negativity and deaths and everything that was passing. So, thankfully a lot of people got to build careers out of it. I was one of them. I got signed in a mix. So things like that is just crazy to me, but it's a blessing. Yeah, I mean, of course, we had to just figure it out. Like, we did like a little Zoom party. I FaceTimed like 15 of my friends, and then I FaceTimed another set of my friends on the computer, and then we did like a Zoom with the label and things like that. And, it was just a funny little thing. But I never really had like a formal dinner or anything of the sort yet. So I'm really excited because now we're actually talking about it. So it's been like months in the works. But yeah, it's little things like that help and count, like our little Zoom parties to celebrate things. And it just goes to show you how funny that humans could be and creative we could get. My relationship with social media, it's definitely evolved. It's definitely changed. I've always never even been the social media type of kid in the sense of like always putting my business on the internet. Like you'll never see anything crazy from me on the internet because I always really, like you said, let the music speak for itself. I was kind of always one of those artists. Like I would go viral for like my freestyles and just things that had to do directly with my career, like nothing else. So it was kind of like new for me because, being in the pandemic, now you got to open up. It's not you going out on the street and people are seeing you. You got to really talk to these people on your phone. And, it was kind of difficult trying to figure out what to share, what not to share. And, because I'm still such a personal and private person at the end of the day, whether I'm an artist or not. So I had to just figure it out. But I'm kind of starting to get used to it and going live, talking to my fans, being real personable. And they're actually noticing. And that's one of the things that, my fans said to me. I think yesterday I was on live. They were like, I love how personable you are to us. You make us feel like we could reach out to you. And that's everything that I want under the sun. So I'm really happy about that. Music kind of was like became second nature to me because of how young I started. So it's like I got to the point where even when I was older, when all my friends were figuring out what they wanted to do for like after school, like let's say when they graduate, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to become a doctor, I'm going to go to college and become a lawyer. It's like I was always the stuck one because ever since young, I just was like, I was just doing music. I was good at it and I just kept going at it. And not saying that I didn't care about school, but I just never had a plan B. Like music was really just a part of me. And I think me being young really had a big influence on that because as I got older, it just was like second nature. Like for me to go to the studio was a regular thing. Like after school, it wasn't anything abnormal. Like, oh, I have to go to the studio. It really was just like a routine for me. So I think it just helped grow and nurture who I am today. I was actually just having this conversation like 2 days ago because I was just saying like, I'm a heavy believer in God. I'm never ashamed to say it. I always make sure that I say it in everything that I do. It's just that like, I believe in God and then I'm singing on songs. I'm on the block this soul, please, So it's like, I understand these are blessings and my talent I know it's a God-given talent. It's a blessing. And, you hit those crossroads where you're thinking like, God gave me this blessing, but am I executing it the right way? But then, I got to realize that not everything happens overnight. Like it's a journey. And, you got to go through things. You got to go through certain obstacles. And sometimes you got to walk through the darkest path before you find the light or hit the light. And I'm not saying I do anything in vain, to be like, I'm going to be saved when I'm older. But it's just like, I understand that I'm reaching the masses. And this is the way that God is blessing me by reaching the masses. And I know that I have a bigger purpose that's beyond music. And, eventually when the time is right, I'll find it. And, I don't ever try to rush it or think about it too much, but I definitely do have my moments where I'm like, am I doing this right? Let me make sure I'm not abusing this power. But, I just always pray in everything that I do. And I think that's why I continuously keep winning.